Jefferson, how you doing? Yeah. Give it up for yourselves one time. Yeah. So guys, I'm finally starting to come to terms with the fact that I look like a masculine lesbian. My whole life I've dated girls that were bisexual, and I just thought that was a coincidence. No, dummy. It's because you look like you lettered in softball, choir, and finger banging. You know, a lot of people think this is a bad thing, being fat, but it's got its good points. Like, if I get an attractive girl to have sex with me, she typically does all the work. If laying down was an Olympic sport, you could call me Michael Phelps. You know, my weight came up a lot actually in my last relationship. Like, even when things were good, I'd just be in the mirror like, dang babe, I need to lose a little weight. She'd be like, no, you're not fat, baby. But as soon as I pissed her off, guys, she would flip right around. She'd be like, F you, fat boy. That's why you're gonna die alone, because you're a fat piece of crap. She was bipolar. Actually, when I met her, she lived in a trailer park. And my dad used to tell me that trailer park relationships were a lot like baseball, and I never understood what that meant. But now I think I do. What it means is she's probably gonna hit you, probably run from the cops. Hell, she might even steal your car. And then when you break up with her, it's late at night, you see her outside your home, run. Four baseball metaphors in one joke, guys. So if you like that joke, I got a couple more sports jokes for you. I never understood why it took gay people in football so long to come out of the closet. When you really think about the sport of football, it's a sport where men run around in matching costumes where the bottoms are tights and they just slap each other on the butt. And then the biggest man, the leader of the team, the quarterback, he bends the man over and then sticks his hands underneath his family jewels. I just don't understand what the appeal for that would be for gay people. You know what I'm saying? But I really wish that gay people would have came out in football sooner, because we'd probably still have Aaron Hernandez. If you don't remember who he was a killer tight end. So I don't understand why doctors and lawyers' offices are called their practice. Those are some of the most expensive services in this country. Actually, earlier this summer, my daughter got into some poison ivy so bad that I had to take her into the doctor. And he gave her a shot, a steroid shot. And not the Barry Bonds kind, I asked. But that's all he did, just one shot, sent us on our way. 2 weeks later, I got a bill in the mail for $700. And I was like, at that instant, I turned into Allen Iverson, guys. I was like, $700 for practice? Practice. Not a game, practice. So I've never been what they call lucky in love. I was with this girl one time though. I was very much in love with her. We had a lot of things in common. Like, I thought we'd have a long-lasting relationship. I didn't think she'd ever walk out on me. I mean, maybe because she was in a wheelchair. But I just thought we had chemistry, I just thought we had chemistry. And she broke up with me in a really public way. We were at a restaurant, and she just yelled out, "You'll never push me around again." And I said, first of all, I never knew I was controlling. And second of all, if you want to leave, there's the door. Guys, I'm still upset that she rolled out of my life like that. This other time I was dating this Hispanic woman. I think she was Mexican. And, so everything was going good in our relationship. She was a very attractive woman. But one day I messed it up. We decided to smoke weed together, right? And I asked her just simply, "Hey, babe, you got any papers?" She took off. She just left right then.
You think?
So I'm a millennial. So like most millennials, I love R&B, like hip hop and R&B music. That's kind of my thing. And especially, I used to be a huge fan of R. Kelly. So recently I watched the R. Kelly documentary on Netflix. And I had a couple problems with it. First of all, through the whole thing, he's just talking about how much he loves his kids. And I'm like, that's not the problem, Robert. The problem's how much you love other people's kids. And then he said he didn't have any bail money, and I'm like, what'd you do? Piss it all away? No, I don't condone what he did by any means, but I'll probably still listen to his music, because people still go to Catholic church, right?
Oh, no.
So recently I had to visit my grandma in the hospital, and she's on her last leg. She was hooked up to a bunch of machines. She wasn't doing too well, but she still had enough energy to tell me how much she hates my generation. My grandma really hates millennials. So I get there and she's like, you know, you millennials are all so lazy. Most of you still live at home. And I'm like, yeah, Grandma, the down payment for a house isn't $65 anymore. And she's like, see, there you go, whining again. All you millennials are so whiny. And I'm like, we're whiny? We're not the generation that had a problem sharing our bathrooms, water fountains, and schools. At that time, she knew I was winning the argument, so she brought out what she thought were her big guns, and she was like, oh yeah, well your generation is just so dependent on technology. So I unplugged her. Who's dependent on technology now, Grandma? And I thought that was kind of a dick move, but you know, I need that inheritance money. I'm trying to move out of my mom's basement and get the new iPhone. All right, guys, my name's Sean Dalrymple. That's been my time.